So just Friday 14th of May, and it's looking really good. No sunshine this week, hardly at all, but I've kept up the cuts Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that'll be the routine now for the next few weeks, well, just for the rest of the season really, if not more, because that's what it'll need. It's growing like absolutely crazy. I fed it on Monday just before it rained with I actually tried Rigby Taylor's Convert Gold at the end of last year, and I was very impressed with it. So I promised David Weir, the rep, that I would try this year like the summer variety. So I got a 21 510, I think it is, something like that, Convert Gold. So I put that on. It's got magnesium and calcium in it. It's basically a parallel or a copy of the ICL Mini, CRF Mini, or the Pro Turf. Kind of their parallel. So I want to see the difference between the two, really, to see what whose is best. That's the top and bottom of it. Similar price, but Rigby Taylor's bags come in 20 kilos, whereas ICL's you get 5 kilograms more, and the price is pretty much the same. So I think Rigby Taylor stuff is a little bit dearer. So just time will tell, I guess, but if it was sunny today, I think it'd be beautiful right now, but it's not. So we'll come back next week and hope for better weather. I've got the seeding job to do over the road, which is just waiting for me, but just can't get on it. Just absolute downpour yesterday, and it was forecast like no 5% chance, less than 5% chance of rain, and it absolutely bucketed it down, absolutely, again, which just resets the problem, because the soil is just so wet. I just can't get onto level it or anything like that, and obviously we don't want to seed it, because those heavy downpours would just wash it all into clumps and piles, and it would be game over. So we've only got one shot at this job, so at the seeding job just over the way, so do it right. I've got the other one, Steve's job, in the waiting. Again, that's on a hill, so that would have been absolutely terrible if we'd have done that in this weather. It's still really cold, to be honest, so I'm like a pulled back elastic band full of energy, waiting to let go. And my back's better now as well, so I don't foresee any issues other than weather. But you know what it's like, it'll be like this, rain and no sun, and we'll be moaning, and then it'll come and it'll be like 30 degrees straight away, and be like, oh god, wish it were raining. Which is what happens, because the problem is when it's hot, the root zone dries out really quickly, so it just turns to dust on the surface. So I'll probably end up doing that seeding job in the evenings when it's a bit cooler, and then I'm not fighting the sun, because there's only ever going to be one winner in that case. But I'll just give you a close up. I was just digging out some weed grass there we've got, so I'll just show you up close and you can have a look. Yeah, you like? The trouble with this is you get all these flowers off the trees landing, and they just create, so that's where like a good verticutter or the Alex scarifier attachment had come into play, which is which is what I'm going to do when I get a bit of drier weather, because I don't want to do that whilst it's still quite damp, because we'll do more damage than good with that. You will do more damage than good with the verticutter attachment, just because it's quite aggressive, and with the front roller and the back roller on it all the time, plus you'll have to mow it. It's just too much in one go, so you want to do that when it's not really that wet. And this has had, like we say, a lot of rain over the last few days, so we'll let it dry out a bit and then we'll do it, and we'll show you how we do it. So looking good. That bit again, same problem as last year. I'm not doing it yet until we've got this looking right, but again, it's just a shame the sun's not out, because I think it would look smart at this time. But not to worry, we will see you soon. Bye for now. Right, so it's Friday the 14th and I came back the next day on Wednesday and I put the Steller Bio Boost on, available on eBay under my YouTube name, and look at it, it's really come on. We've had a lot of rain, but if we just have a quick look at what it was like 2.5 weeks ago when I took the sheets off, I think Jack's magic and everything else we've done and just time, not rushing, and I've not put any more feed on than I did when I first did the job 3 weeks ago, over 3 weeks ago. I think you'll agree that this one's on the mend. Those patches seem to be filling out nicely. No discoloration really at the moment. What it'll look like after I've cut it, like the other day, it did show up, but what can we say? I am enthralled or encouraged. No, encouraged is the word I'm looking for, but I'm enthralled as well, but encouraged that maybe in another 2 weeks when we get some really nice heat on it, because the ambient temperature is now 8-9 degrees even at night, which helps a lot because the soil's not setting back to 0 after a frost. So then ambient soil temperatures are now rising as well, which is where it's won and lost really. You can have great temperatures in the sky, but it's your soil temperature that affects growth. So I'm going to just cut it with the cylinder on time lapse, and then we'll see what it looks like, and then I'll add it to the rest of them. And I'm going to call this day from now on Alert Friday, when I get my cylinder out. I'll whip my cylinder out and have a stripe up, and hopefully we'll get a few sun shots as well when it'll be looking even better. So enjoy. Right, so I think we'll all agree on this one as well, that this is looking a lot better. I can't put anything else on because I've nothing to put on. Everything that needs to go on has gone on. So it's just now a case of time and sunshine and not as much water as we've had. But looking at the weather forecast, it's raining for the next 3 or 4 days, like showers. So not ideal, but you know, if I just upload again a shot from 2-3 weeks ago, a couple, and I'll show you, and then here we are now. You know, when I was tearing my hair out 10 days ago thinking, oh my god, what am I going to do? It has certainly come round. The last thing I put on was like I said, the Bio Boost, the Steller Bio Boost, which is my own product, available to buy if you're interested, along with a couple of other things on eBay. Just type my name in, like I say, and you know, you've seen this before your eyes transform. Now something has happened, hasn't it? And it's no coincidence that it's since I put a couple of my products on, or one of my products. So there you go, it's there for all to see. Let's go a bit closer on. I'm not just going to do a football stadium trick and just show you from row Z. Let's have a look on. It's not perfect at all, but these gaps are closing in. So you've got plenty of new seed coming through, which is good. You know, let's look at the damage that I did the other week when I mowed in the rain. You know, it's come back. So you see, if I'd have left it, would have been in real trouble, because it would have been orange and would have just been gone. Would have lost what we'd tried to do in the first place by scarifying and top dressing and overseeding. It'd just have gone, waste of time. So like I say, the rain comes through, it just washes all that mud you bring up to the surface through, and we're back to where we are. And this is a really wet area, but it's surprisingly dry considering all the rain we've had. So the wetting agent that I put on just after I scarified it again, that's coming to the fore now because it's letting that water through rather than it sitting on the surface. So that might help us out in the summer. This is that patch which, I don't know, there's new seed coming through, but that's not dying off, but it's like the old grass is dying off and I don't know why, and then these have suddenly appeared. Now I had these at Britain's Best Lawn last year, Britain's Best Lawn 2016, before anybody says you didn't win it last year. These happened there, and you get these like almost like U shapes or just funny shapes and discoloration, and that's got to be leather jackets because I just can't see what else it can be. It's not disease, it's not anything I know, so that's got to be leather jackets, but it's not too problematic because it's not widespread or anything, but generally I think we're getting places. Now this is the other big problem we have here, and this is where we get a lot of our weed grasses from: bird muck. They sit up there and just go, yeah, nice lawn mate, have that. Yeah, well, we get the catapult out and you can have that. But so you got that there, and what happens is, you know, they might have been to a bird feeder in somebody's garden which has got like barley seeds in it or other coarse grass seeds. You know, bird feeders are the bane of my life at the moment because everybody seems to have them in the garden, but they don't really look at what's in them. If you're going to put a bird feeder out, put nuts in it because they ain't going to seed. They're just going to eat those and they just crumble up, whereas the bird eats the seed and then they poo it out, the ones which haven't digested, and they poo a fertilised seed with added fertiliser. So normally the problem is over there, but this year they seem to be doing it here. So just watch this space, and I bet some of these turn into like coarse grasses which I'll have to dig out. And squirrels as well, they're the other pain because they bury certain seeds and then they grow, and you know they germinate straight away. You know, I wish they could make a seed which germinated as quick as coarse grass seed into make a ryegrass that seeded that quick, and then we'd all be laughing then. We'd all have beautiful lawns. But yeah, so that's the last job of the day now. Gotta go and do the school run now, but I think the customer will be pleased with progress, and most importantly, I hope you are. So keep persevering if it's not quite going your way, and keep just doing what I'm doing, and you're on the road to the glory days. So have a good weekend, and I will see you next week. Now, good lawns come in many forms. Looking at this, you might think, oh, it's rubbish, that one. I've been here 22 years. This is my 22nd season, or 23rd season, and I've been here 21 years or 22 years. Started in 2000, and this lawn was just riddled with moss. So over the years, we've almost eradicated it with regular moss control treatments. But there's just weed grass everywhere, coarse grasses. But I've not scarified it yet. So what I'm going to do is, for all you people who haven't, or think you haven't got a nice lawn, that even the worst lawn can be turned around with regular mowing, scarifying, feeding, etc. on this job. So I'm going to scarify it. I'm going to feed half this left side. Well, I'm not sure which side yet because I might do it square like this, so not with the stripe, but say this half Wrigley Taylor stuff, that half CRF Mini, and we'll see who comes up trumps, and then we can do a proper side-by-side comparison. But I can guarantee you, in about 4 weeks, this lawn, you'll be like that. Oh, good bloody hell, it's ridiculous, because it does come good, and it's actually one of those that I enjoy cutting, even though it's not got like designer species in there, like these patches here. They'll just come good, and it's actually greener on the camera than it is in real life. It seems to pick up a bit of yellow. It doesn't pick up the yellow, sorry, that my eye picks up. Like for example, those patches there are really yellow. Let's just see if I can change the angle of attack and see if I can get a better colour of what it looks like. So there you go, that's what it looks like. Got a bit of a project going on at the bottom left corner. A few leather jackets down there actually. When I did the tuffing job over the road for the lost oxiding job, I brought the tuff cut here and cut that up, but because I've not had a chance to lift it yet because of my back, it's actually rerouted a little bit, so I'll have to get on with that next week, otherwise that exercise would have been pointless. So yeah, so we'll keep you posted with this job, and even like I say, the ones who you think you've got horrible lawn can be turned around with some care, love and attention, so keep tuned for that one. This time do have a good weekend, because I am definitely finished now. Alright, so I lied, I had one more job in me, so I thought I'd come up to Charlie and double cut this as Howard couldn't. So looking nice, looking really nice. But I am going home now, so I just thought I'd show you. Shame the sun's not out, but other than that, I'm really pleased. So I know I keep saying I'm pleased, but I really am. It's looking really good. It's really coming on now. So just let this dry out over the weekend, and I was going to whip over it on Sunday, and then I'll be back Tuesday and we'll see how we're getting on. But other than that, it's happy days. So see you soon.